We've talked and talked and talked. It's time for action.
Our community comes out to support our students, and we want to make sure that the minute they're pulling in the parking lot, there's an immediate sense of pride. We are really celebrating what's going on the inside, that people can see it from the outside as well.
The thing that Andy and the board have worked so hard to get to at this point for this particular bond issue is incredible. The fact that it'll be a tax-neutral statement. You don't have to say any more to our patrons. The resounding thing I heard for many years from a lot of people was we need to upgrade our facilities, in particular in the gym, in the fine arts and music.
We're heavily involved in athletics, but that's just one piece of the pie when it comes to the gymnasium. And you walk in there now for sporting events, for choir or dance events, and the bleachers are packed and they're standing room only.
People who have wheelchairs, have walkers, if you want those people to be in here, they just can't be in here. It's just not accessible.
I've been in this district since the early 90s as a student. The Fine Arts program needed 2 separate spaces back then.
You're tearing down and setting up, utilizing student time, where if they each had their own space, those things could be set up and remain and allow for that maximization of their learning time.
We have one of the largest FFA chapters in the state of Iowa. In agriculture, you're still in the same facility I came to school in the 80s. It needs some expansion so that the kids have a place to work.
We implemented a number of measures, including all guests that come to our buildings now come to the front door, it's locked, they have to buzz in. The other big step that we took was we implemented a school resource officer for this year. That's had a dramatic increase in improving safety and security. Now, we're not all the way there yet. We still know that we can make improvements. Right now, there's a hallway that you're walking 25 feet to get into our front office where people can slip through and not have to be greeted by a secretary before you go to a classroom or to a different space in our buildings.
We're going to reach highest numbers of all time when it comes to class sizes at Central Lee, which is incredibly exciting. But we need to grow and expand.
We know 27 classrooms is what we need in this building, and right now we're at 25. Moving preschool into a new space opens up a couple more classrooms. It just excites me to be able to say we're welcoming 4-year-olds, we're getting them ready to learn at a high level when we come to kindergarten, which is going to increase our student achievement scores in the long run.
We want to be creating students that are ready for the world they're in right now and beyond, and that requires us to think of a classroom space differently.
They deserve a common space at the high school and not have to walk shoulder to shoulder with other kids in the hallway because we're cramped. It's been cramped for 25 years. We're no longer ignoring those problems. We're addressing them head on and saying, are we going to support this or not? Because now's the time to make it better for the next 30 to 40 years for Central East schools.